guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming. To send me on Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you with a Let's Play episode of Rain Check. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you are up, and let's go. I don't have much else that isn't on my main phone, but unfortunately it's broken right now. I parsed through the dozen or so photos again for Rue, given enough time to process each one. Rue suddenly lifts his arm and tries to grab one of the pictures from my paw. No need to strain yourself. Here. I pass him the photos and he carefully sifts through them, eventually singling out one in particular. Hey, isn't that Dust Cafe? When was this taken? It was accidentally taken when the first case together with Rue. Don't mind how tragic I look in that photo, I was freezing my tail off. Wolf continues to stare at the image with intense focus. Does this one remind you of anything? We turn at the sound of a knock and a tall, slender cat enters, pushing a small cart. This must be a nurse. Sorry to interrupt, but I need to take the patient for an examination. May I ask you two to wait in his private room in the other building? We'll transport him there afterwards. No need. We can come back another time. Goodbye, Rue. Save your energy and focus on getting well soon. Leave things to me. The wolf's attention remains on the photo, oblivious to us as we make our way out of the room. Hey, do you think Rue will remember anything? I brush my arms, trying my best to avoid eye contact with the tiger. He will. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of when. The drive to Dust Cafe is quick thanks to the shortcut Javier took. He insisted we stop by and check with Dust to see if he knows anything about Christopher before we start our search. Before long, we pull up on the familiar road, parking right next to the entrance. I'd like to make this quick, so please follow me. Silently, I follow Javier as we enter the familiar establishment, a scent of coffee roast lingering in the air. A couple of customers sit in the corner, enjoying their drinks as we search for Dust. Javier and Theodore? What brings you two here? Damn, he is. Woof. He's a muscular dude. Damn. Dust, sorry we came on such short notice, but this is rather important. Let me guess, you need some information on something. Yes, always. Dust glances between us before raising an eyebrow. And where's the affable big wolf? He's in the hospital. I think I'll give him a southern. I'm gonna give him a southern accent, just because I like that. That's not good. What happened? I can explain more about what happened later, but first, you wouldn't happen to know a snow leopard around these parts of town, would you? A snow leopard? Not off the top of my head. What's their appearance? He's shorter than me and wore a black face mask. Also has some kind of a necklace on. Gray hoodie, too. The puma concentrates for a moment, then turns and disappears behind a corner, returning with a thick gray book. He flips through the contents a few times before shrugging in defeat. Can't say I do. I don't really see or hear about folks like that living here. So whoever you're looking for, they're probably from out of town. It was worth a shot. The snow leopard we're looking for is part of Blackout, and he was with Theodore and Rue at the time of... Javier stops as his voice wanes off, only to adjust his collar and recompose himself. There was an incident that involved Rue, Theodore, and a snow leopard that resulted in Rue being hospitalized. No need to explain it now. I can tell everything from the look on your faces. I point at the book, curious about its contents. Oh, this is Theodore talking. Is that some kind of record that you keep or something? This? You could say that. He's basically a record keeper. Hey, you give me too much credit. Anyway, it started with me writing down my customers' interests and preferences for drinks and orders, but... Over time, it slowly expanded into a hobby of writing down gossip and intel. Oh, I guess the information about the storage room break-in from the other day is in there too, right? Bingo! That came from a regular that works at the convention center. I don't know how he does it, but he's managed to garner a large array of clients from all walks of life. Dust chuckles softly, trying his best to modestly shrug off the compliment. It's the coffee, Javier. No one can resist a good blend. And well, once they're drinking... Javier rolls his eyes before stroking his chin. If you don't know any snow leopards, how about a polar bear? Now those I know quite well, quite a few. You're gonna need to be more specific, though. Well, Theodore? Right, there's a polar bear that works at the Grand Marine as a security guard. His name is Christopher. He's a bit shorter than me, looks like a total grump, and he has a pretty deep voice, but not as deep as Rue's. Let me check for you. Dust carefully flips through the pages before raising a brow and staring at me. Christopher, you said? Yeah. They wouldn't happen to have a bandage on their arm, do they? I think so. Yeah, that's him. So, let me plug this thing in. There we go. Okay, because funnily enough, I don't actually have his name recorded down. Until now, that is. Well, what can you tell us about him? Dust scratches his head and passes the book over to Javier. Unfortunately, not much that would be considered useful to you guys. Works at the Grand Marine, likes to order the Excelsa brew, and has been having money issues. But what's this at the bottom? DNA? That! No, that's a very good question. Don't tell me you don't remember. I do remember drawing that while chatting with Christopher, but I'm not sure why. Dust, you're supposed to be dependable. I'm not perfect. Nothing comes to mind right now, but I'll let you know if I remember anything. Well, if you do, please contact me on my backup phone. My current one got fried during an investigation, but I'm close to fixing it. My face heats up from embarrassment as Javier looks at me as he says that. You got it. You guys got it. And by the way, what's the relationship between Christopher and the snow leopard you're looking for? We were trying to track them down because they were seen with the snow leopard on the night of the incident at the library. There might be a strong link between them. You guys went to the speakeasy in the rougher parts of town, huh? Is this when the whole incident happened too? Yes. Dust nods slowly, adjusting his apron as he retrieves his book back. You two need to be careful, especially you, Javier. He leans in closer just so we're in earshot. It's a good thing you two came when you did. There's been talks about a large-scale protest. Rumor has it that all government facilities and some public spaces are shutting down tomorrow in fear of protest. Again? Unfortunately, although the previous protests were peaceful, this time there are mentions of a violent riot against the current mayor. How annoying. Wait, so how'd you hear about this? Was it from one of the customers? Yes, exactly. I'd be cautious of where you're headed, especially if you're going to be roaming around the speakeasy again. Thanks for warning. We'll try to finish up most of the field work today. I step back as Dust reaches over and unexpectedly pats Javier's head. Okay. I just worry about you guys. Javier's face is bright red from that. I can't tell if he's embarrassed or angry. Honestly, in front of Theodore, too? What? What is that supposed to mean? I think we're done here. We'll be leaving now. I hope you get that phone of yours fixed. Yeah. Javier marches out the door, flushed and flustered from the interaction. You get used to it after knowing that fox for over 2 decades. That long? Yeah. He shrugs, then his face brightens as he starts scribbling something on a napkin. Oh, and one more thing. Here, take this. Dust hands me over a small doodle of the DNA symbol from earlier. I remember now. It's a double helix. I overheard Christopher talking about it on the phone one time. It's probably not relevant, but hey, Javier wanted to know. Anyway, I'm assuming you two came together. You should probably catch up to him before he leaves without you. Yeah, thanks though. And be safe. I wave goodbye to the puma before swiftly heading out the door. Damn, I'm back where it all started. Feels like forever since I was last here, even though it's only been a few days. Fitting that it's raining again too, even though I swear there weren't any clouds a moment ago. Theodore, do you need me to go over the plan with you again? I only asked because you seemed rather quiet during the car ride. Yeah, it wouldn't hurt to go over it again. The fox takes out his bit flipper and starts calibrating it. We'll search for Christopher. The hard part isn't tracking him down. It's getting any useful information out of him. Now, there's a chance he may or not be working today. So, given the circumstances, we can adjust the plan accordingly. Right, and that's why you said we should try to lure him out? Just me. From my understanding, he'll know what you look like. But how do we know he's even here? We don't. The establishment should have a record of where they live if it comes to that. Ooh. Excuse me. Right. I just need you to do what I say, and this should go smoothly. I nod slowly, trying my best to be nonchalant about the plan. Here, take this. He hesitantly passes the bit flipper to me before sizing me up. Just like the little power plant, I'll be depending on you with this. But this time you're going to be jamming instead of scanning. He searches his pockets again, but fails to find anything. Forgot to take back those earpieces I gave you the other night. Oh. I take out the earpieces from my pocket, showing Javier as I blow off some dust. Oh, you mean this? You still have it? Good. I was worried we wouldn't be able to communicate inside. We're splitting up? No. This will make the plan easier to execute from afar. A fellow Javier's leading adjusts the earpiece in, double-checking that it still works. You mentioned earlier that you had spotted him around the hotel before, meaning he doesn't work at any particular spot. Yeah, he was at the casino when I was attacked, and then at the gardens when David was looking for staff. Interesting, that gives me the perfect idea. What is it? I'll tell you more when we're inside. Now, please, lead the way. Here we are, the casino. Looks like it did the other day, except... Huh. Yes? Where is everyone? It's a lot emptier than it was a few days ago. Despite the place still having a few people sprinkled here and there, it's nothing compared to what it was the other day. It could be related to that attack you were involved in. Nonetheless, less people around should make it easier to set up for what we're about to do. The fox points at the row of slot machines off in the distance. They give a confused look, not sure what Javier is planning. Christopher's a security guard, yes? Yeah? Then someone will show up if things get out of hand. Hopefully it's him. With no one checking our IDs at the entrance, we walk deeper and in until we reach the slot machines. I recommend you sit some rows away from me, in case the bear manages to spot you. Okay, I'll sit over there. One last thing. I need you to aim the bit flipper at the machine and press the red button when I say so. But I need you to do it discreetly. Sure, but what exactly is that going to do? What are we planning? You'll see. He gives me a sly smirk before returning his attention to the machine. Okay. Scratching my head, I walk over and sit down at my own machine, carefully following the instructions and pressing the red button as I aim the bit flipper. Javier sits down in front of a slot machine and starts fiddling with the lever for several minutes, periodically looking around. I guess he's just waiting for the perfect moment? Hey, what are you doing? Javier doesn't answer and continues to pull the lever half-heartedly on the machine until a group of people sit nearby him. Now! I look down at the bit flipper and press the red button with nothing notable happening, but that's when Javier jumps from his seat. I won! I did it! It suddenly becomes clear what Javier's plan was, causing me to look behind him, making sure no one saw what I did, and acting as casual as possible. Jackpot! I won! Everyone come look! I've never heard this level of enthusiasm in his voice before. It's a bit frightening. The annoying victory jingle the slots play continued to ring, drawing in people on Javier and forming a small crowd. Keep an eye out for security. More and more people start to gather around Javier as moments pass by, cheering and congratulating him. He's practically drawing in what little people are here and all in one spot. I get up and look around. That's when I spot the familiar polar bear quickly walking his way over. Oh, he's here! He's coming over from your left! Alright, I'm going to go ahead and pause it right there. Gotta get ready for work. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and check out our Patreon if you can. It always helps. Anyway, I love you all, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye!